What's up, guys? A little bit of a different style video today. I just want to start off by saying somehow I got sick, so I feel like shit. Excuse me if I sound weird on camera, but today I want to chat a little bit about what I believe is the best first tow rig that you could have. Obviously, I'm aiming at it. Yes, it is a 7.3 van, specifically the 7.3, because I know they do make a 6.0 version of this van. Would not recommend that. So let's get into a little bit more detail. So one thing that I really want to highlight about the 7.3 van in particular is the fact that the 7.3 is super ultra reliable. You guys have seen it. We have driven this van across the country. I don't even know how many times. Like, we went from Connecticut to Florida to Connecticut to Florida to Connecticut to Florida like 4 times, and then we went all the way to LA and back, and then we just took it to Ohio and back. So it's proven itself as a very reliable power plant, transmission, and, rear end. Like, the drivetrain is solid. But that also brings me around to the next point of cost effectiveness. I forgot exactly how much I paid for this thing, but it was somewhere between like $1,800 and like $2,200, so it was really cheap in comparison to, let's say, a diesel truck, for example, because down here in Florida I could find like 7.3 trucks, like dualies, single wheel, crew cab trucks for like around 10 grand, somewhere between 10 and 15,000, depending on how clean they are, miles, all that good stuff. With the van being less than a quarter of the price of a truck, you could see why it's an unbeatable bargain. So on top of the 7.3 vans being really cheap, really affordable, really reliable, they can also tow a lot. So if you have, a squad, you and your boys want to go out drifting, you got 2 cars. You could go get a 2-car trailer. You don't have to get an enclosed one. You can get a 2-car bumper pull, and then you can put seats in the back of the van. Now, you guys saw when we were living in Cornwall, this van was full of seats. I think it had, let's see, it was essentially a 7 or 8 seater, depending on, one guy. It had 7 seats in it, but there was room right here for someone who, if they wanted to sit on a lawn chair or a beanbag, then it would be an 8-seater. So it's definitely one of the most cost-effective ways to get you and some buddies to the track, whatever the case may be. And also, my personal favorite thing about the 7.3 van. Now, this is my personal favorite thing. Some other people might not care about this, and some people might also have it their favorite thing. So, in the van, we have put cots in here numerous times. So, we've been able to fit 3 whole cots in this van. That's a bunk bed cot for 2 people, and then a single cot on the side of it. And other than, like, if all 3 people are trying to get up at the same time, yeah, it can be tricky. But if one guy, like if the guy on the separate cot gets up first, the guy on the bottom of the bunk bed cot gets up, and then the top cot gets up, then it's perfectly fine. I personally love having cots in the van because when you're road tripping with the trailer on, and for example, there's 2 cars in your trailer, so you can't really camp out in it. You have the van. You just pull up into the Flying J parking lot, the Pilot parking lot, Love's parking lot, pull in with the semis, and you just go to sleep in the back of the van. Like, you just leave the heat on. Sometimes we just have a generator strapped to the front of the trailer, and we'll run a heater off the generator, we'll run our laptops, phones, basically everything you need in like an RV situation, except minus a few things like a bathroom and like a kitchen, but you're at a Flying J or Love's parking lot, so you're essentially at a truck stop. You don't need a bathroom, you don't need food, you just walk inside and get it. So that's been our, method for cross-country trips, is the Pilot, Love's, and Flying J truck stops are the best thing ever. So now we can move on to some trailer talk. So obviously there's numerous options of trailer when you're talking about a tow vehicle. This has been our 34-foot 2-car trailer. I've been towing this thing around for about 2 years now. This thing has been all over the country. We took this thing up to like Washington and Oregon with the dually, and this trailer has been super reliable to me. I really like the way it looks behind the van. This is one option that you could take. Obviously it costs a little bit more than an open trailer, but you're getting so many more benefits. For example, you could put 2 cars in it. And then if you go to a camp out event and you have a bunch of buddies with you, you could turn the trailer into an RV at night when the cars are out of it and there's plenty of room. Like we did at the OSW Black Friday 3-day event. We basically turned this thing into a camper and had like 10 guys in it. And then on the other side of things, we have a single car open trailer. This is definitely a more cost-effective option for trailers. Sorry if the wind's a little bit bad right now. I'm using a GoPro. Like I said, it is definitely a much more cost-effective option. You could pick these things up for basically under $1,500 now. I've seen them on Craigslist going for $800, $1,000. So if you go pick up a 7.3 van for like $2,000, let's just say, and then you pick up one of these for, let's just use $1,000 as an example, you're $3,000 deep in a tow rig that can take you and your homies across the country, and you could kind of sort of live in it. So these are kind of your options for trailers when it comes to you know, towing with the 7.3 van. Obviously you can't put a 3-car wedge on it. You can't do anything with a gooseneck or a 5th wheel because it's a van, it's enclosed. You can only bumper tow, so that limits your options a little bit. Like I said, your choices are, you know, 2-car tow behind. You could get an enclosed one or an open one. I've seen open 2 cars. It basically just looks like this, but double the length. It's the same length as that, but looks like this. So those are basically your options. You can also go with a single car enclosed trailer, sort of like Adam LZ's. He has a really good setup for 1 car. Just say, you know, you have you and 1 friend. You guys together have 1 car. I would recommend an open car. Just because of the cost effectiveness, but if you have a little bit more money to spend on a trailer, I'd say go ahead and pick up a single car enclosed. It keeps the car nice and safe, nice and protected. People can't see what you're towing around. You can also put your tires and whatnot inside of the enclosed trailer, your tools, basically everything you need. You could turn that 1 car enclosed into like a mobile garage, so that's always another option. Another good thing about the 7.3 van is that it is very upgradable. So basically you can leave this thing stock, put a DP Infinity tuner on it, and they rip. I towed this trailer for over a whole year with this van with just a DP tuner on it. No turbo, no nothing. Completely stock DP Infinity tuner, and it pulled this thing like absolutely nothing. Now, there are more upgrades for the 7.3 engine. You could get really in-depth with modifying the engine. You could stud it, gaskets, big turbo. You know, you could do the front mount intercooler. The list goes on for engine mods. I mean, obviously there's not a lot of cosmetic shit you could do other than like you could put a bar up front, maybe a light bar on the roof, or a roof basket, something along those lines. There's not really a lot of exterior stuff you could do, like compared to like a 240 or whatever, but we're talking tow rigs here, so you'd only want to do, you know, engine mods. I'd put a trans cooler on it. This is on the stock trans cooler, and I've never had an issue with it. One more awesome thing is fuel mileage. So when you're not towing, this thing gets really good fuel mileage. This gets better mileage than some cars actually. Back in Connecticut, I was dailying this thing with no trailer on it, and I was getting somewhere between 25 and 28 miles per gallon. Granted, yes, I was, you know, utilizing some hypermiling techniques, but my point is it gets extremely good MPGs as long as you're not romping it, because if you are tuned and you romp on it, you're gonna roll coal everywhere. Rolling coal is wasting fuel. I try not to do it a lot. I do it when I'm trying to like flex on Instagram or something stupid. I never, like, a lot of people probably think when I'm driving this thing around I'm a douche with it. Absolutely not. I hate wasting fuel. When I'm driving this thing around regularly, not filming or anything, I am big toe. You know that episode of SpongeBob?
Freeze, mister! Big toe!
big toe on the accelerator. I hate wasting fuel. I love chasing that higher and higher MPG. I'll get it up to the 10th. I'll increase it by the 10th and I'll be happy. So gets really good MPGs if you're trying to. When you're towing, it's alright. Gets like 12 to 15 when you're towing, depending on hills and stuff, which is not bad because semis are getting like 5, but then again they weigh 8 times the weight. So also, one more cool thing that's kind of like a side effect of it being tuned, when you don't have a trailer on and you have that DP tuner on there, they're pretty quick. I don't want to, be Rice and talk this thing up too much, but I'd predict that it would keep up with a bone stock WRX, if not beat it by a little bit. So there's that. It's beat 1.8Ts already, stock Miata, so take that with a grain of salt. The only real downside that I could see about the 7.3 van is that it did not come in a 4-wheel drive option. Yes, there's conversion kits. Yes, there's probably some 7.3 vans for sale on Craigslist that are 4-wheel drive, but it's going to be very hard to come across a 4-wheel drive 7.3 van. So if that's something that is a major turnoff for you, I'm sorry. There's 4-wheel drive 7.3 options like the trucks, the dualies, but then again, you're going to get into spending a little bit more because of that. But if you're like me, I lived in Connecticut for a long time, and I dailied this in the winter. It wasn't bad. If you have a steep dirt or gravel driveway, then you might be screwed, because we had a very steep gravel driveway and I had a little bit of difficulty getting up it sometimes, like on fresh snow or when it ices over in the morning. Then you're kind of in trouble. But then again, basically any 2-wheel drive vehicle's screwed in those conditions. So there's always that to consider. Even in some places that do get snow, like I said, it's purely situational. If your driveway's flat, then you have nothing to worry about. If you have good tires on the back, you could basically get through whatever you want. But if you have a steep driveway, that's when the problem starts, because any incline mixed with snow or ice is not very good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this more theory style talking video. Like I said, I'm kind of sick. I might just chill out at home today. I don't really feel too good, but I wanted to share some of my knowledge with you guys and personal experience, because with the 2018 drift season right around the corner for most people, some people that don't have tow rigs, they might be out looking and not really know what they're shopping for. So kind of wanted to just chime in, offer up some advice to you guys. So if you are in the market for a tow rig for the drift season, I would highly recommend the 7.3 van. And as far as trailers go, it's purely situational. Like I said, just a little recap. If you have 2 cars, go ahead, get yourself a 2-car enclosed, 2-car open. But if you have 1 car and you're going for budget, go with a 1-car open. If you want a 1-car and you have a little bit more to spend, you want a little bit more features, go ahead, get a 1-car enclosed. They're affordable and they work really good. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this where I kind of just talk you around some of my personal experiences. Peace out. We'll see you probably tomorrow on the main channel.